Hi, it's Alwyn from Alwyns Photo School, continuing the films we've made for our Adobe Lightroom 2 class. This time we're going to talk about masking and how masking has developed enormously in the last 2 years, where it's an awful lot easier than it used to be. Trust me, it used to be a really long process. We're going to be looking at this image, which is of the statue of Governor Trobe in Melbourne, and he's a teeny bit dark, or the background's too light. Interesting choice. But let's work on him being too dark. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mask the area that he is. Now, in the past, what I would have had to do is use the brush control and just paint all around the edges of him till actually he was marked out correctly, which was tedious and frustrating. I now click the new mask blocks and I click subject. And what it should do is pick out him. Now, I freely admit that I rehearsed this a few seconds ago, that's why it's so fast. Now, it has picked him out. He is marked out by an orange area. That means he is masked. So if I want to make him brighter, all I now do is go to my brightness control, and all it will make brighter is him. If you want to go one stage further, we can then click invert and make anything darker around him, whichever we're happiest with. Okay, keep it in mind. And what we'll do is we'll go on to the next image. And this is the one that's quite tricky. It's a sunflower. It's a sunflower sculpture in the middle of Melbourne. Now, I'm going to click again. And rather than clicking, I'm going to click subject firstly and see how it does. So again, it's going to pick up the areas and it should get it right. But you can see this time it's missed it. It's got the main areas. This area here has been missed. So what we'd have to do before is fine tune it. Let's try another way. So we'll reset it. And this time I'm going to click object rather than subject. Sounds silly, but it's looking for something different. And when we do that, we can actually check, we can pick the object by marking out in two ways. One is by the area. And you can see I've got a rectangular symbol up here. And what I do is I draw around it a rectangle and say, that's where the object is, in that area there. And that should be a fraction more precise than it was before. And yeah, we've picked up the bulk of it. Okay, let's do it again. This time we'll reset. And this time I'll try object, and we'll use a thing called a brush selection, or I always call it a paintbrush. And what we do, by the way, that brush is set at that size. To make it bigger and smaller, you roll your mouse wheel up and down. If you don't have a mouse wheel on your mouse, or using just a PC and pad, use your bracket controls to go up and down. What I'm going to do is just say, this here is the object. And everything inside there is what I want you to mask. And go. This should be more precise and it shouldn't miss out. There we go. There's a few teeny areas that's missed again, but not too bad. The funny thing is, if I did it again, it'd give a different result each time. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to add to it. I'm going to click mask, add, and I'm going to add it by brush. I'm just going to say, look, you missed a little bit here, and a little bit down here, a little bit here, and see it's adding it in as I go. A little bit just there and a little bit just there. Now this brush is set to auto edge select, which means that it's not going to go over onto the area around it. Just pick there and the stem. There we go. Let's pick the stem. There you go. Now we have it all masked. And if I now say I want to make that mask area darker, it's going to make the whole thing go darker or lighter. Or if I click invert, I can make the background around it go lighter or darker. Thank you.